Good God Tuesday morning. How y'all feeling this wonderful morning? Thank y'all for tuning in, liking, tagging, and sharing, and appreciating each other and living your best self. I am none other than your host, your GPS God's personal servant, Marnisha MT. That it's me. It's another Tuesday. We are here on a early morning, getting ready to be at work, and have an amazing day. What we are on Tuesdays, we talk about trauma or trampling our trauma, defeating our trauma. How question? How has your trauma and your life experiences? How has it hindered your relationships? Question to ask yourself this morning: how has it hindered your relationship? Um, when we have experiences in life and we hold on tight to it, it hurts. It hurts bad. Um, it's disappointments, all these feelings and emotions that we have. And so and when we have those, it's an adrenaline. It's our our serotonin, all this other stuff medically is even off, right? And so then we be in a place of protection because we don't want those feelings anymore. But how what situation, what's something dear to you that you know your traumatic experience in your life has will or can possibly continue to hinder your growth, hinder you with your friendships, hinder you in your courtships, hinder you in your relationships overall, hinder you with yourself ultimately, number one, hindering you with yourself. We take traumatic experiences and things we don't like or things that have hurt us and things that have been uncomfortable with us, and we live through those lenses. And we can only live through our lenses and operate out of our lenses. But so many times we operate out of the lenses of others. And we end up continuing to be in those same cycles and those same experiences, trying to protect a feeling that we don't want to happen, we don't want to experience anymore, trying not to let our heart open, trying not to let people get close to us, but we still doing the same, living from a traumatic place where the trauma is leading you in all your decisions. That trauma is guiding how you spend your money. That trauma is guiding what school. Do you go to school? Are you going back to school? That trauma is being the driver, and you think you're driving, but you're being led by fear. You're being led by disappointment. You're being led by low self-esteem. You're being led by brokenness. You're being led by heartache. You're being led by all these things that have happened. Um and guess what? We can't stop what happened. Some things we probably could have. But our childhood experiences, we couldn't stop that. Then we say, well, I didn't ask for it. You didn't. We didn't ask for those hurts. We didn't ask for the pain. Some people say we didn't even ask to be here. Some people say you did ask to be here. Your spirit asked to be here. So it don't even matter why we're here or if we asked to be here or not. The point is that we're here. And when you're here, what will you do? What are you doing with the time? What are you doing to not allow other people's unfortunate behavior towards you continue and control your life and guide your life? Last night, I kept hearing over and over, we really don't look at people. Uh, we respond and react to people from the way we respond to them and the lens we have on them. Um, we can't, I can't, we really operate with each other by the thoughts we have of each other. If somebody want to think, if I think I'm real good or think I'm this, and somebody don't want to operate like that and think I'm nice and I keep giving and they don't want to give back to me, they're operating out of their lenses. But we take that as something is wrong because I gave to you, but you didn't give to me. They don't have to give. Unfortunately, it would be nice for it to happen where we have um, equal energy exchange, but it don't happen like that all the time. I've been there for you, but you operated out of your lenses. You operated out of your experiences. You're operating out of who you are, and that when people they operate out of the way they see you. We give off, you know, even if giving. Oh, we give and we try to create people, have people be in our life and be our friends because we want to give to them. So we want to do nice. So we continue to do nice gestures. And so then we're believing that our nice gestures will cause them to give to us, cause them to be a friend to us, cause them to be loyal to us. We will sacrifice things that we should not even be. We don't even, that's why it's a sacrifice, right? We sacrifice things and we shouldn't be even doing sacrificing those things to make sure a relationship work. The relationship or partnership or things will work based on the desire, the decision of that person. And I had to come and try to continue to find rest in that because it was like I was in an area of my life a couple of years ago. Like, I did this for them. Why did they do this? I've been here. I've been committed. I don't care what they say or how they felt. My proof was in the pudding. I stood 10 toes down. I rock with them. And they still chose to do this to me. They still chose to handle their self with me like that. They still chose to um do all these things. And so I was so mad and hurt and distraught. And I'm not giving no more to nobody. I'm not gonna be this parent. I'm not gonna be this friend. I'm not gonna be this type of lover. I'm not gonna do anything because people just can't receive what I got. And it wasn't up to them to receive what I had. It was up to me to receive what they was giving me and what they were showing. But I wanted to continue to give money, give rides, do this, do that, all this other stuff. And I couldn't be mad at them. And I realized I couldn't be mad at me because those was my decisions based off of my heart. Unless I just wanted to, then I had to start analyzing it. Did you do this so they can stick around? Did you do this so it can soothe your ego? Did you do this so it can make you feel like you was doing something good in the world? So then I had to start doing some self-observation of why I was doing what I was doing. Why I was giving the way I was giving. Oh, I just wanted them to be my friend. So I gave. Or I just wanted them to whatever. So it was stroking my own ego. And then when they didn't do what I thought they would do, and it messed me up and it damaged me, I had to look at myself and say, what well was you flowing from? What why? What was your why in connecting? What was your why in this relationship? What void was you trying to fill? What long was you trying to make sure it was filled? What longing? So then I was operating out of my broken lenses, trying to fulfill something with me because the lack I feel I didn't have from my experiences, or just our natural desire of wanting to be connected, wanting to be have friends. We was created for connection. We was created for relationship. That's part of our DNA. Like, we can't run from it. We desire that. But the thing is, the way we go about and get it, that becomes the heartbreak of it. Because if we didn't get it naturally, with our parents, and some things I look at it as like, hey, my mom, I didn't have rejection issues with my mom, in my household. I was embraced. Did things go the way I thought they should go when I was a child? No. Did I want certain things certain way? Yes. Did I feel like I couldn't get my way? Oh yes. So I tried to, now I'm old and be like, I'm gonna have my way, and so I have to deal with that. But when I was realizing that the why of what I was doing, and God gave me that revelation, and I started dealing with the root, I started operating differently and not trying to make people indirectly manipulate people, create um, create situations. Sometimes we create situations where we're needed. We can create situations where we can feel valid. We can create situations, and then that trauma experience again. We kind of it's always going to lead and control our life. So we're gonna trample it today, and I'm always gonna come back to it. First, we have to acknowledge it, and then also too, we have to stop carrying the guilt and somehow made it our fault. We made it our fault when something happened to us when we was 4 years old. We made it our fault that our parents got divorced when we was 7. We made it. We kind of because we was like, well, y'all supposed to be loving me together. So we in our minds have somewhat created stories and put the attention on ourselves and made it about us, and not realizing it was about them and the journey and the lenses they had to live out of, the growth and maturity that they needed for themselves, the happiness and the peace that they needed for themselves. And if it was like, well, what do you mean I want peace for you? Maybe you wasn't, because you was trying to live this relationship and this traumatic experience and trying not to have no more trauma, that you ended up producing the trauma. It's so easy for us to become the very thing that hurt us. It's so easy for us to sometimes become verbally abusive when we've been verbally abused. So, are we going today make that decision? First, yeah, that's the first thing. We have to make a decision. The first step is to make a decision. Change our mind that we won't allow our trauma to be our leader. We won't allow our trauma to be our God. We won't allow the trauma to be our pilot. It has to be in my Sunday. God ministered to us. Said first the mind. I'm I'm gonna deal with the mind, deal with your heart, and it's gonna manifest through your body. You're gonna see the manifestation of it. It's gonna be healing in your body. I'm gonna deal with the mind. I'm dealing with the heart. And then it's gonna manifest in the body. That was good for Sunday. I've been eating on that. Look, God, deal with my mind, the way I think, the thoughts I'm having, the things, situation I be creating in my mind sometimes of overthinking stuff, over analyzing stuff, being overcritical of stuff, having this carrying this weight where it used to kind of be my protection, but it didn't give me great direction. Mm. So on this good old Tuesday, thank you for joining your GPS God's personal servant. Um, let's say I want to announce this Tuesday night we have virtual the Real Center of Atlanta, where Apostle Q and myself, we are the visionaries, head shepherds of the of ministry. the real center of Atlanta, where we're reaching everyone equally with love. We have our glad session tonight. Join us on one of our pages. We own there. Q Thomas, Marnisha, or simply the real center of Atlanta page. That's REEL, Center of Atlanta. We will be there tonight, Tuesday. Also, inbox us on our page if you have any prayer requests on the ministry page. If any prayer requests tonight to this morning, our prayer team is going and connecting with some people, and we're in there interceding. We will be interceding. They will be going live to pray. Um, so that's what we have for Tuesday. Um, Listen, make that decision today to not allow your trauma to be your God and be your direction. We can't see through the cloudy lens of cracked lens, thinking we gonna see a clear perception. Hmm. Have a clear perception. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Be kind to somebody, grace somebody, say something well of someone, but ultimately, grace yourself in this world and in your journey because you can do it. All right, make that decision. No longer allowing your trauma to be your God.